As I was walking through the forest the other day, I noticed that a young pine sapling was admonished by his father. Apparently, he had been naughty. For this tree pun, I had to go out on a limb and branch out to other sources. After this encounter, I found myself at a very busy waterfront. Through my observations, I concluded that the only difference between a dirty bus stop and a lobster with breast implants is that one is a crusty bus station, while the other is a busty crustacean. Good morning, distinguished guests, faculty, family members, friends, but most importantly, fellow graduates. A huge congratulations goes out to all of you. I know how hard you all have worked, and you all deserve the best life has to offer. Although some of us may not have been friends, your presence has positively affected my time here. Before I continue, I would like to apologize to the campus population on behalf of my sisters, Joshi, and myself. I apologize because we were known to be loud and unruly while being contained within these walls. We weren't used to being cooped up inside. I would like to sincerely thank all of you for being here today, as I know some of you may have had to jump hurdles to get here. As I go forth, I would like to extend my appreciation to the other valedictorian candidates. You're all awesome, and I know you'll go far in your respective fields. I would like to mention that I feel as though I've been preparing for this address for the last 2 years. I must have done over 30 different presentations, ranging in topics from invasive species to species at risk, to business structures and public outreach. The common denominator with all of these presentations is that I was given an area in which to research, so narrowing down topics was a relatively simple task. What makes this address different is I was given the freedom to choose what I would like to discuss. To those of you who know me, you know that this could be dangerous. It took me quite some time to think of topics in which to discuss, but I think I have it narrowed down to 3 key messages, being humility, gracefulness, and passion. Let's begin with humility. A friend once told me, "Find me a chef who does not have an ego, and I will hang up my chef's coat for good." I will admit that I do have a strong ego, but I also think that being humble will get you much further than thinking you're superior to all others. As defined by the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, humility is the quality or state of not thinking you are better than other people. Through my experiences, I have learned to be a more humble human being, and I believe that many of you have as well. To me, this concept carries great importance because once we practice it, so many positive aspects will begin to surface, such as education, cooperation, and overall well-being. By practicing humility, we can easily come to terms with each other's problems and help each other solve them. Be humble towards your fellow people, for a little compassion never hurt anyone. Be humble towards Mother Nature, for she has the power to take everything back. And be humble towards the honeybee, for they're one of the main reasons you have food on your plates. Everything is interconnected, and everything has its own role to play. Like mycorrhizal fungi helps bind root systems to nutrients in the soil, humility helps bind humans with a higher consciousness. Hopefully in time, the transition towards humility will be more and more graceful. I bring up the topic of gracefulness simply because it is an attribute that I do not carry. Many of you have seen me trip over my own feet, drop things, or walk into walls, rails, tables, etc. A select few of you have seen me fall off stage. Come to think of it, as soon as I walked through the front sliding doors here on my first day, I slipped on a wet spot, but miraculously caught myself. However, it was not graceful. Neither were all of my falls in the woods, parking lots, and driveways. I hope that with age I become more graceful, but I think I'm doomed to be forever clumsy. It is one of my defining characteristics, and the fact that I have only ever broken one bone seems unfathomable considering my track record. I have learned to embrace this trait as you should with your quirks. Let your weird light shine bright so the other weirdos know where to find you. You never know who you will encounter if you do. I wish that you all progress gracefully in life's next chapters. The last major topic I would like to discuss is passion. This term has many different meanings depending on your outlook. It could root from an undeniable love for something. It could stem from the yearning to make a difference, or it could just be what you were placed on this earth to achieve. For me, it can be summed up in the following statement. Working all the time for something that you do not enjoy can be considered stress, whereas working all the time for something that you love is passion. I have always had a strong work ethic, but it means a whole lot more to me now that I have found my calling. I would love to feed the world someday. And with the skills I have developed here at NSCC and through the connections I have made, I am one step closer to attaining this goal. Many of you came here because you had a passion that you would like to embrace and follow. Some of you have known it forever, while some of you have yet to discover it. I like to believe that by attending this institution, you have all had the chance to explore various opportunities that could lead to a path of devotion. This is not my first rodeo, as I was my high school graduating class valedictorian in 2012. During my address, I incorporated one of Eliza Yudkowsky's 12 virtues of rationality. I brought up the 9th virtue, which is perfectionism. To leave you today, I would like to share with you the first virtue, the one that truly speaks to me, which is curiosity. The first virtue is curiosity. A burning itch to know is higher than a solemn vow to pursue truth. To feel the burning itch of curiosity requires both that you be ignorant and that you desire to relinquish your ignorance. If in your heart you believe you already know, or if in your heart you do not wish to know, then your questioning will be purposeless and your skills without direction. Curiosity seeks to annihilate itself. There is no curiosity that does not want an answer. The glory of glorious mystery is to be solved, after which it ceases to be mystery. Be wary of those who speak of being open-minded and modestly confess their ignorance. There is a time to confess your ignorance, and there is a time to relinquish your ignorance. So, my fellow graduates, go forth with your curiosity and great ideas. Take chances, be kind, and be safe while you go out in the world. Take care of one another and speak your mind freely when given the chance. To reiterate, I would like to thank all of you for being here today. Thank you for listening to what I have to say, and I can only hope that these words will have a lasting impression on you. Graduates, while you're out and about, play safe. And remember that you do not have to go home, but you can't stay here. Thank you.
That wasn't the right one. That's okay. Yeah, that's good fine. It's lovely. That's good. Got a great job. You can walk across.